girls, welcome to Eastside Kids.
Hey guys.
I am so excited. I have Pastor Michael here with me today.
Hey, so excited to be here with you guys.
Well, we're going to jump right into things with our call song. Are you guys ready? Stand up, get ready, let's dance and sing together.
So hold on tight and follow real close. God is good and He's in control. Clap your hands like this. Now do the twist. Stomp your feet the same. Now sing this way. So hold on tight and follow real close. God is good and He's in control. Clap your hands like this. Now let's bump this. Stomp your feet the same. Now whistle this way. Like it or not, nothing stays the same.
Wow, great job, boys and girls. All right, I am so excited. Each week we have rules when it comes to Eastside Kids. And the first rule, the most important rule, is be kind. I want you guys to be kind. Be kind to your pets. Be kind to your grandparents. Be kind to your brothers and your sisters and your moms and your dads. And then, what's going on?
Get that for me, Pastor Peter. Thanks.
Pastor Michael.
Yeah.
So we have.
Sorry. Did you want to turn?
No. Actually,
Do you guys want to turn?
no. But well, just hold. One of our rules is actually no dunking. No dunking. I know you love dunking.
Love dunking.
I didn't even think about it.
My height. Hey, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that was one of your rules.
Yeah, maybe just
I'll
save it
put it
till
away. Yeah,
after
put
the
it away,
video.
yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh man, I didn't know. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna continue with our worship together, so make sure you're standing, and we're gonna sing our next song. Sorry about the basketball, the dunking. I wouldn't know.
Perfect love. Have you heard of the one in heaven? Have you heard how He gave His Son? Well, I have found this love, and I believe in the Son. Show me your way. one. I believe that I'll live forever. I believe that the King will come. Well, I have found this love, and I believe in the Son. Show me your way. Jesus, you are my best friend. You will always be. Nothing will ever change that. Jesus, you are my best friend. You will always be. Nothing will ever change that. 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 Jesus, you are my best friend. You will always be. Nothing will ever change that. Jesus, you are my best friend. You will always be. Nothing will ever change that. You will always be. Forever you and me. Jesus, you are my best friend. You will always be. Nothing will ever change that. Jesus, you are my best friend. You will always be. Nothing will ever change that. Nothing will ever change that. Nothing will ever change that. Nothing will ever change that.
Oh, great job, boys and girls.
That's a
We're
great song.
gonna sing our next song. It's a little funky, so you gotta have a little bounce.
God says, have I not commanded you? Be strong, strong and courageous. Have I not commanded you? Be strong, strong and courageous. Whoa, do not be afraid, no, no. Don't be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Wherever you go, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go, wherever you go. Have I not commanded you? Be strong, strong and courageous. Have I not commanded you? Be strong, strong and courageous. Whoa, do not be afraid, no, no. Don't be discouraged. This little verse, Josh 1:9. Be strong and courageous. Don't be discouraged. Don't be afraid, 'cause we got God. Have you heard? Did you hear? I'm telling you what you need to know. Let me hear you say it again. God's with me wherever I go. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Wherever you go. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Wherever you go.
Oh, good job, guys. We got one more song. It's this last song where we close our eyes. We worship Jesus. You could lift your hands.
My little hands together pray to you. My little feet together follow you. I lift my eyes and look to you. And my heart will love you. So hear my voice sing out what I believe. So hear my voice, sing out what I believe. God, you are my Father, Jesus Christ, my friend. Holy Spirit, you help me on my way. God, you are my Father, Jesus Christ, my friend. Holy Spirit, you help me on my way. This life for you, Jesus, your life for me. This life for you, Jesus, your life for me. God, you are my Father, Jesus Christ, my friend. Holy Spirit, you help me on my way.
Jesus, we just thank you that we can sing these songs and we can worship you. We thank you that when we praise you, it draws us close to you, where we know that you are here, you are with us, you hear every song we sing, and we thank you for that. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
All right, well, boys and girls, you can take a seat for a moment, and let's share about our offering, because each week I mention how, while we can't gather together, we can't all come here and be in the building together, we are setting aside a little bit of the money that we get to give to God, and also to help kids who are in Haiti. And so there are kids in Haiti, they don't have as much as we have. And so when we give to God, we know it's also going to be sent to help those kids in Haiti. So I want to encourage you to do that. Get a special little Ziploc bag, get a little container, and start putting your money in there so that you are ready to give.
So cool.
Each week, we want to highlight birthdays, because I know some of you had a birthday this last week, and some of you have a birthday coming up this next week. And so we want to stop each week for a moment to say, happy birthday! We love celebrating birthdays. We love celebrating what God is doing inside of you. And so if this is your special time for your birthday, we're just so excited for you. Okay, well, boys and girls, each week we have a memory verse dance video. And I'm so excited because this is our third and final time doing this video that we have for this particular verse. And I saved the best for last because I brought in Pastor Michael, and he's a professional dancer. Did you know?
I didn't know.
He didn't even know how good he is at dancing. And so, he's not actually a professional dancer. I just made that up. But we're all professional dancers because we've been doing this. This is our third time now. And so stand up with us. Get ready. There's a move where you check your watch. There's a move that goes like this. There's a move where you're like a clock. There's all sorts of moves. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Here we go.
Okay, kids, come on. Let's see if you can do better than us.
John 4:23. But the time is coming, the time is coming, the time is coming. It is already here, it's already here, it's already here. But the time is coming, the time is coming, the time is coming. And it is already here, it's already here, it's already here. Even now the true worshipers are being led by the Spirit, Spirit. To worship the Father according to the truth. These are the ones, these are the ones, these are
I was just getting warmed up there.
Oh, man.
That was tough.
Should we do it again?
No,
we shouldn't. Definitely
I think
not.
I'm okay. One is good.
Okay,
One is good.
well, here is the verse that we've been practicing each week, where it says, "But a time is coming and is already here. Even now, the true worshipers are being led by the Spirit to worship the Father according to the truth. These are the ones the Father is seeking to worship him." John 4:23. Okay. I mean, I gave it all I had there. I don't know how those kids do those flips.
Oh, I bet they're exhausted right now.
I don't know how the kids at home keep up with that. You guys are incredible doing all those moves.
You should ask your parents to do it. That's what you should do.
That's true.
Rewind, get your
That's
parents
true.
in on it, get your grandparents in on it,
That's good.
whoever's in your house.
Well, today we are learning about delightful. Delightful. What does it mean if something is delightful? We're going to learn more about what it means to be delightful and how we want to spend time and be in God's presence. We're going to learn about this. We're going to talk about this a little bit more. And I want to start by telling you a lion's tale. A lion's tale. I want you to imagine a big, strong, beautiful lion, a male lion with a big mane, really big and very powerful paws. And the lion, he sits up on a rock, and all the other lions come to him. And they ask him to make wise decisions for all the other lions. They come to him whenever they need something. If you need something, you know, go to the big lion on top of the rock. He's just sitting in the sun.
Taking it all in.
And there you see a little lion cub. A little like Simba, little baby lion comes up to the big, powerful lion.
Oh, no.
And the big, powerful lion sees him. But it's his son. It's his son. So he's not upset. And he says in his best lion voice, everybody, can you do a deep lion voice? He says, "My son, why are you here?
Why are you here?"
And then the little cub is just like, "Oh, I just wanted to see you." And he's like, "What do you want, my son?" And then the little lion cub says, "I don't want anything, Papa. I just want to be with you."
Aw, he just wants to be with his dad.
He just wants to be with his dad.
Oh.
And that's how we can be with God. God who's big and powerful and who can do anything.
That's
Yes,
delightful.
we want to come to God when we need things. But also, we just want to come to God to be in his presence, just to be close to him.
To enjoy.
It's not always because we need something, but because we love him. And you're right, that is delightful, that we can delight in God's presence. In fact, let me show you a verse. Psalm 16, verse 11, it says, "You make known to me the path of life. You fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand." Wow. God has made known to us the path of life, the way to go. He's shown us Jesus. And when we are with him, there is joy in his presence and eternal pleasures at his right hand. And so we can delight and have joy and wonder at just being in God's presence. Wow. We're going to learn more about that today. And it starts with our Bible story from the heart. And so I'm going to have Pastor Michael, he's going to read out this story. It actually happened in the Bible. And so he's going to help us to learn and understand what this is all about.
All right, here is our story. "Are we there yet?" said a little cranky kid in the back of the car. The people of Israel grumbled. "How long is this going to take? It has been many years since Moses led the people of Israel across the Red Sea and to freedom from Egypt. They had been wandering the desert in search of the promised land, and they were so close, yet so far. We should get rid of Moses and Aaron. Let's choose another leader and go back to Egypt. It seems they'd forgotten just what God had rescued them from. In Egypt, they were slaves, forced to work under terrible conditions for the Egyptian leaders. They had suffered great cruelty and grief in Egypt, but when they didn't get their way in the desert, they shouted and grumbled and wished they could return. If anyone should want to go back to Egypt, it's Moses. He was raised in Pharaoh's household, had access to all the riches in the land. He had it better in Egypt than anyone. The difference was that Moses had encountered God and drew near. Moses had been taking care of a flock of sheep when he came upon a bush that was on fire, but it didn't burn up. He drew closer, and God, seeing him draw near, called from the bush, "Moses, Moses." There, God told Moses of his plan to rescue his people. God wanted to bring them out of Egypt so that they could know God and worship him. Moses was to say to Pharaoh, "God said, 'Let my people go. Then they will be able to worship me in the desert.'" Yet, in their freedom, they didn't draw near to God. Moses continued to encounter God's presence. God would speak to Moses face to face like you would speak to a friend. God's presence was with Moses wherever he went, and Moses drew near to God. Moses said to God, "I want to know you more. Teach me more about yourself. Then I can know you." God replied, "Moses, I will go with you, and I will give you rest. You are my friend. I will do what you have asked and go with you." Then Moses said to God, "Now, show me your glory." And God did. Moses encountered God's presence like never before. Up on a rock, all of God's goodness, love, mercy, and glory passed by Moses. The next day, God again met with Moses. On the mountain, God spoke to Moses about how God's people should live. For 40 days and 40 nights, Moses was on the mountain in God's presence. When he came down, his face was shining because he had spoken with God. The people of Israel were often more worried about what God could give them. But Moses, he knew what it was to enjoy being in God's presence. Draw near, we enjoy God's presence.
Wow, that's what we're learning today, that we can draw near to God and we can enjoy his presence. And we see here that Moses is somebody who kept drawing near to God. The other people, they didn't. They didn't take that opportunity. They didn't want to get as close to God, but Moses did. And for us, we can draw near to God. We can be those who delight in his presence, knowing that he is here with us. And I think that's so cool. And as we're talking about delightful things, we're going to kind of get a better sense of what is delightful. And I want to play a game called Delightful Things. Delightful Things! And so for this game, you're going to need something to write on and something to write with. Something to write on, something to write with. So you may need to pause this video to get a pencil or a crayon or a feather quill and an ink pot. You might need to get some construction paper to write on.
Do
or
not
a writing
write
pad.
on siblings. Don't write on floors.
Don't-
Don't write on walls.
I'm going to add
couches.
these to our rules.
Yep.
All part of our rules now. Don't write on the couch for this game. But here's what you're going to do. So I hope you have something to write with, something to write on. Yep, I said that right. And we're going to play Delightful Things. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the top 10 answers. Now, we surveyed 1,000 people.
1,000 people.
1,000 people were surveyed, and they ranked the top most delightful things.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you 10 of those results. They're not in order. It's just to see the list. Are you ready? Let's go through. These are not in order. These are just 10 delightful things. And then your job is going to be to put them in the right order.
Okay.
But first, let me just explain these to you.
Okay.
10 delightful things.
10.
First, toasted marshmallows from a campfire. Oh man, have you ever had a golden toasted marshmallow on a campfire? It's just perfect. And then, oh no, it's catching on fire. Oh no, but it's just perfect. It's just perfect. Toasted marshmallows from a campfire. Okay. Dancing to your favorite song. Who doesn't love to dance to your favorite song? Then we've also got ice cream on a summer day. I could go for some ice cream right now. Then we've got someone encouraging you. Wow, that feels good. That's delightful. How about this one? Puppies.
Who doesn't love puppies?
Delightful. How about receiving a gift? I love to get gifts. I definitely find that delightful. What about this next one, Pastor Michael? A baby's giggle.
Baby's giggle. So much fun. So much fun.
Delightful. Going to the beach? Do you like going to the beach?
Oh yeah, love the beach, sand castles, water, swimsuit, hot sunny day.
And then warm towels straight from the clothes dryer.
Oh,
Just
wrap
nice
around you.
warm.
Like a big giant hug.
That's nice. And then the last one, your sports team winning. Ooh, winning the big game. Okay, so here's our 10 answers. Your job is going to be to write them in order from number 1, the most delightful out of the poll of 1,000 people. What do you think they picked as the most delightful? And then work your way all the way down to number 10.
That is tricky.
So I'm going to turn on some music for you. You've got about 2 minutes to do this. If you need more time, you can pause the video, and we're going to put these into order. So you ready? Here comes some music. Oh yeah.
I mean, this is so tricky. I mean, if you could put multiple elements together, that'd be so great.
I agree with you, Pastor Michael. I think at home they're going to have a real challenge right now, trying to just pick what's number 1 out of this list.
Yeah.
They're all great. That's why they're in the top 10.
And it depends what season you're in. Like right now, we got warmer weather. You're thinking about the beach. You're thinking about ice cream more.
Absolutely.
Winter, that warm towel straight from a dryer.
Yeah, point. Exactly. Maybe somebody out there is hungry, and so they might put ice cream a little bit higher on their list.
Yeah. Or some people could not be feeling too good. Maybe they want some encouragement. Maybe they were recently encouraged, but
yeah,
I could receive a gift all year long.
That's true. But have you heard a baby giggle? Have you ever looked at a baby and they giggle at you?
If I could have an alarm clock sound, it would just be a baby giggling.
I think that would be amazing.
Alright.
It's gonna be tricky.
Toasted marshmallows, does that include like s'mores, or is it just...
It's just toasted marshmallows.
Just
the marshmallow part. That might affect.
That could affect things, because if it was the whole thing, maybe that would be enough to up its ranking, maybe it's a little bit more. Sports is hurting right now. I mean, we don't have sports right now talking about it.
Maybe people are more excited about that.
I mean, if your sports team came out and won right now.
Yeah. And we haven't even talked about puppies.
Oh,
puppies. Amazing. Little, tiny, wiggling tails.
You're the puppy.
Just squirming and crawling on you. Oh, man. Well, I think our time is almost up here. And so if you need more time, pause the video to keep going. Otherwise, we are going to transition into showing the results. Are you ready? So here we go. We're back to delightful things. Now we're going to reveal to you the top 10 correct order. 1,000 people polled. This is the order. We're going to start with number 10. We're going to work our way up to number 1. What do you think would be the lowest one out of that? What did you put as number 10 on your list? Well, of the 1,000 people, they put warm towels straight from the clothes dryer.
It's great.
It's nice, but compared to some of the other things, it's not quite the same. Number 9, toasted marshmallows. Are you surprised?
I'm surprised. I thought it would have been a little higher.
Maybe they had trouble getting the golden marshmallows.
Maybe they should have included s'mores.
Yeah, the chocolate would have helped them there. Ice cream on a summer day. The food is not working out very well for us.
I mean, lactose intolerant people, it's hurting them right now.
That's true. Ice cream on a summer day was number 8. Number 7, dancing to your favorite song. Wow, I'm sure there's some kid out there who's just going, what?
Yeah.
What? That
That's
just
their number one. Yeah.
totally busted their list.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a tough one. Number 6, your sports team winning. Only made it to 6. Okay, all right. Now we're going to switch over to number 5. Here's our top 5.
Ooh, top
going
5.
to the beach. Going to the beach in the top 5.
Oh, yeah.
I would agree.
I expect that. Yeah. Okay. Good choice.
This one, someone encouraging you.
Okay. Yeah.
I love being encouraged, so that makes sense.
Nah.
Number 4.
And you feel so much better. You can take that throughout your entire day.
Top 3 now. Top 3. We only have 3 answers left.
I'm trying to remember all the 10. Okay,
Ooh,
here we go.
what's it gonna be? Number 3 is receiving a gift.
Okay.
Ooh, Christmas, your birthday,
Yeah.
times where you get gifts. Made the top 3.
Okay.
All right, there's only 2 left, Pastor Michael. We've got
Okay.
puppies
Okay.
and a baby's giggle. What do you think is number 1?
Wow. I mean, both.
That's a really tough one. I'm gonna show you. Number 2 is
No. I don't
it's
know.
a baby's
Baby's
giggle,
giggle,
which means
okay.
number 1 is puppies. Puppies, the top number 1 delightful thing, puppies. Number 2, baby's giggle. Number 3, receiving a gift. All right, I hope you guys did good at home. Did you kind of get close? Did you have puppies as your number 1? Ooh, I don't know. There's probably a lot of different answers out there. Well, thank you for playing our game with us. And I'm going to tell you, really, out of these top 10 delightful things, I want to share with you something that is even more delightful. And it's being in God's presence. Because God is the one, He has so much that He gives to us. Just being with Him and knowing that we're loved, we feel encouraged, we feel empowered because we know we're with Him. It's better than puppies. It's better than ice cream. It's better than any of these things, even babies giggling, just being in God's presence. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more. But first, I'm going to say so long to Pastor Michael. He's been with us this whole time, and he's going to come back at the end of the video. But thank you so much for helping me.
Thank you so much for having me. We'll see you in a bit, kids.
All right, let me share a couple verses with you that talk about the same kind of idea. It says, "You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand." That's Psalm 16, verse 11. We already read that. But it's joy in His presence. And here, look at this one. Psalm 73, 25. "As long as I have you, I don't need anyone else in heaven or on earth." And so maybe you don't get to be with somebody that you love right now. Maybe you're missing some people. Maybe you're sad that you don't get to see your friends at school or your cousins or other people in your life like you'd like to. Well, if you have God, if you've got His presence in your life, wow, that is better than any other person that we could even be around. Wow. Let's ask Him to show us that in our lives, what that means for us to be in His presence. Now, let me tell you about this. 1,000 days. 1,000 days is about 2 years, 2.7 years long. It's almost 3 years. Did you know that in your life, by the time that you become an old person and you have hair growing out of your nose and hair growing out of your ears and your hair is all white or gray, by that point in your life, you will have spent about 1,000 days in the bathroom, going to the bathroom in your life. 1,000 days of your life will be spent going to the bathroom. Wow, I don't even want to think about that. That's a long time. Well, if you had 1,000 days, how would you spend it? Would you be playing video games, reading books, listening to music, playing the piano? What would you do with 1,000 days? Let me show you this from the Bible. Psalm 84, verse 10, it says, "Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of God than dwell in the tents of the wicked." Wow. David said if he could be anywhere, he would be in God's presence. He would want to be with Him. That it would be better to just spend one day with God than 1,000 days doing something else. That shows how much he loved to be in God's presence. Wow. When we draw near to God, we're in his presence. We can hear from him, know that he's with us, and it is delightful. That's what we've been learning today. In fact, this next part is delightful. And the word delightful means being full of delight. And in fact, there's other words that we could throw out there, like joyful is being full of joy. Or how about careful is being full of care. Grateful. If you're grateful, you're full of gratitude. You're grateful. You're powerful. You're full of power. You're beautiful. Oh, if you're beautiful, you're full of beauty. Or maybe you're chocolate-full. You ate too much chocolate and now you're just chocolate-full. Well, we're learning today about delightful. We want to be full of delight, of recognizing how great, how wonderful it is to be in God's presence, to delight in it. Just like we are filled with joy and delight when we get to be with puppies, or when we get to hear a baby giggling, or when we are given a gift. Delightful is what we're talking about. Now look at this. Psalm 84 again, verse 1 to 4. It says, "How lovely is your dwelling place, Lord Almighty. My soul yearns, even faints, for the courts of the Lord. My heart and flesh cry out for the living God. Even the sparrow has found a home, and the swallow a nest for herself, where she may have her young, a place near your altar, Lord Almighty, my King and my God. Blessed are those who dwell in your house. They are ever praising you." Now, if we were to take this, which was written thousands of years ago, and kind of put it into even more modern language, we might say it this way. How awesome is being with you, Almighty God. How awesome it is to be with God. Every part of my being, every part of who I am is hungry to be in your presence. Everything has a place to call home in your presence. To be near you, Lord Almighty, is what I want most. People who dwell in your presence are blessed. They won't stop praising you. And so as we're learning these last few weeks about praise and how we want to praise God, praise is one of the things that draws us near to God. We want to delight in being in his presence, where we're hungry for it, where we desire it. We just can't wait until we can talk to God, spend some time with him, get in his presence. All right, here's our last point for today. It's stand here by me. This is something that God said to Moses. Remember, we heard about Moses in our Bible story today, how Moses kept drawing near to God. He drew near to that burning bush. He drew near to God and went up the mountain. He drew near to God, and God said to him, "Stand here by me." This is Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 31, where God told Moses to send everybody to go to their tents. But as for you, Moses, stay here and stand here by me. It says, "But as for you, stand here by me, and I will speak to you all the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments, which you shall teach them, that they may observe them in the land which I am giving them to possess." So think about this. God is talking to Moses, and he says to Moses, "Moses, send everybody else to go home. Everybody else can go to their tents. But Moses, I want you to stand here by me. There's things I want to talk to you. There's things I want to tell you." And you know what, boys and girls? That is God's message to you today. He's saying to you, stand here by me. Even if everybody goes to their rooms, even if everybody is doing other things, you stay here with me, because there's things I want to tell you. There's special things that I have to say to you. And so we can hear that promise from God. We can know that's what God is telling us in our hearts today, that we can stand here with God, in his presence, right beside him, knowing that he wants to speak right into our hearts. Wow, I think that is so amazing, so incredible that God wants to talk to me. That makes me want to praise Him, to worship Him, to celebrate Him, because He has chosen me and He has things He wants to tell me. And I think that's just so cool. So here is, what do I do? Here is our big point for today. We enjoy God's presence. You can enjoy being in God's presence, just in a quiet moment, just knowing that He is there with you. He never leaves you. He never goes away. He's always right there with you, and we want to enjoy His presence. All right, let me give you some discussion questions for you to talk about with your brother, your sister, your mom, dad, anybody that's around you right now. Here's our first one. What would you like to spend 1,000 days doing? 2.7 years, almost 3 years. What could you do for that long? Would it be reading your favorite books, playing video games, playing outside in nice weather for 1,000 days? What is it that you just love to do? You never get tired of it. You could do it for 1,000 days. Tell somebody around you, what would you like to spend 1,000 days doing? All right, take a moment. Tell somebody. How about this one? How do you feel when you experience God's presence? Maybe it's when you're singing a song and you close your eyes and just lift up your hands to Him. Maybe it's that quiet moment when you're praying. Maybe it's before bed. Maybe it's another time where you're just talking to God or thinking about God. Maybe it's when you're riding your bike and you're just kind of daydreaming and thinking about how beautiful everything that God made is. How does it make you feel when you experience God's presence? When you remember, wow, God's here with me in this moment. Wow, God, His presence is here. How does that feel? And what about this one? What do you enjoy about spending time with God? What is it that you enjoy about spending time with God? Maybe it gives you peace in your heart and you just love how you feel after you sing some songs and praise Him and worship Him. After you get to read a verse, or maybe you work on memorizing a verse. What do you enjoy about spending time with God? All right, share that with somebody. Tell your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, and you can share with them just what you enjoy about being in God's presence. Well, boys and girls, we have come to the end of our time, and I'm going to share with you my email address as I invite Pastor Michael to come back up here for the end. If you boys and girls want to get a hold of us for any reason, you could send me pictures. You could send me a video. You could just tell me what you like about these videos. We've had some people emailing, and it's been wonderful to hear from them. And so I'm excited about that. Keep emailing me. I love to hear from you guys. It's peter@eastsidecitychurch.ca. You can get your mom or your dad to help. Send me a message. You tell them what to type. They can put it in there, and they can send me an email. They can take a picture of anything that you're drawing, or they can take a little video of you, and they can send it over too. All right, well, boys and girls, we're just going to say this has been delightful.
Delightful.
It's been delightful having you here, Pastor
Thank
Michael.
you for having me, Pastor Peter.
And we're just going to say goodbye.
Goodbye, kids.
Bye, boys and girls. We miss you. Love you. See you guys.